Hello and welcome back to Hof Bergmann. Right, so in the previous episode we obviously got a massive loan, bought some stuff, and then we tried to pay a bit back of the loan, which we did pretty well in all fairness. So in this episode what I'm going to be doing is exactly the same. We're going to be paying off quite a bit of the loan, hopefully. That is the plan. So the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to obviously drive this electric conveyor belt, and we're going to take it up to the compost, and this time with the compost we're going to put it straight into a trailer, and then we're obviously going to sell it as it is. We're not going to bale it off, there's no point, we're going to just sell it as it is. And we'll set it all up. I think that should just be fine there. A little bit more forward. We might have to keep moving it. If we do, doesn't matter. Lift that up as much as we can. I think if we extend it out, yeah, that's fine now. So if we turn it on, it should at least fill up to the top, and then we'll go get the trailer. Also, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be actually making some fertilizer, and we're going to be selling that. I think it's going to be a good way of making money, and also we're definitely going to earn it because it's not going to be easy to do. So what I decided to do was I bought some of the raw materials that I needed, and money has gone down. I know I said I wasn't going to spend any money until we paid off the loan, but we needed to obviously buy these raw materials to obviously make money to pay off the loan. So I'll talk you through what I've done. I've bought 18,000 litres of nitrogen. Total cost was, I think it was 3,600, which isn't bad. I then also bought 12,000 litres of phosphorus. The price was a little bit higher, just a touch, not too much. And then last I bought 6,000 litres of potassium, and again it was a little bit higher than the phosphorus. I think it goes on price from what you're going to be using most, and I've checked it out on the mix and I've tried to find a best way to mix, and what I've come up with is 4,000 litres of nitrogen, 2,500 litres of phosphorus, and then 1,500 of potassium would actually make probably the best mix financially for cost wise, because obviously you've got to remember that nitrogen's cheaper than phosphorus, and then phosphorus obviously cheaper than potassium. So the way I'm actually going to do this, obviously I've placed in a silo inside the map where I can sell fertilizer, and I've adjusted the price to how much I'd probably buy it for. But also what I've kind of said to myself is I can't sell it in bulk, so I can't sell it as a loose product. I have to bag it off, just to make it a little bit more challenging, and obviously make, it feels like you're earning the money more. So we're going to have to bag it off into big bags, and then we're going to be putting it on a trailer, and we'll take it up to the silo, and it should tip out from the bags, and that's how we'll make our money. So we'll be doing both of them in today's episode. It might, especially the fertilizer, take quite a while to do the whole process. We're going to try and use as much as we can. I'm going to make a few mixes. Probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to tip to the ground from obviously the mixer, and then use the conveyor belt, put a trailer here, fill up the trailer, take it over to the bagging machine area, use the telehandler, and then we'll book it in and start bagging off, putting onto another trailer. So I think the first thing we need to do is obviously get set up with some form of trailer. I think I'm going to use this one for the compost. So also I did say in my last episode that it would be nice to get a tractor at the pig yard. Now depending on how much money we make today, I've seen two good tractors, both Dutch far, so if we do want to get one, they're only cheap, they're 15,000 to 17,000, they're not powerful at all, so we could maybe get one of them. Just depends how much we make, because like I said, the priority has to be to pay back the loan. But if we make some good income from the compost, and we make some good income from the actual fertilizer, then obviously it might be something that we can do. Right, so this is obviously going to take a while to fill up. As it does, what I'll do is I'll go and get maybe some of the other tractors set up. That's already open. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll set up some other stuff while it's filling up for when we do the fertilizer. So we're definitely going to need a trailer. I'm going to swap these two out just because the class is obviously more powerful. And I know that compost is quite heavy stuff, so we can get this attached to there, and that makes more sense. There we go. Shouldn't take too long. I mean, I think there was about 79,000 litres I think in there. We're at 63, so got definitely more than 2 trailer loads anyway. So also what I've done is I've fed all the animals. By doing that, if I took the trailer back that I was holding pig food in and put it in the silo here, just because it did have a lot in, it would have taken a while because I think we needed it. And the good thing about that is it's now freed it up for me to use for the fertiliser, because I mean I could use that little red one, which is what I use to actually get the raw materials, because nothing else will fit underneath. And 6,000 litres isn't bad. It took about 6 trips, something like that. So I did it off camera beforehand, thinking you don't want to see me do 6 trips to the same place picking up raw materials. We might not actually have to tip now. I did originally think we had to tip and use the conveyor belt, but I think this can just fit through, and if not, we can lift the legs on the actual solid fertiliser mixer. But I think maybe not. So one thing about that fertiliser mixer, I wish you could just like place it in and it was, you know, stuck to the ground, let's say. Right, so that should do. Right, so we're nearly full with this anyway. Definitely a lot of compost. So if we have a look at where we're going to go, again, it's probably going to be that same place as previously. Yeah, so this is where we're going to go, 650, like before. Can't pronounce the word, I'm not going to lie, but it's going to be the best. Do we need to get some fuel soon in class? Hopefully we should get some good money. Now I do get mixed up where the entrance is, but I think it's not this, the one I've missed. I think it's this one. There we go. Now I know I don't need to, but for some reason I always like to go through the weighbridge. Just to check my weight. There we go. And it's in kilograms. Right, so that's not bad at all. 29,000 for that. Not bad, not, you know, for extra income from compost, which you can use pretty much anything from to make. So if you wanted to just, you know, mow the grass like I did quite a few episodes back, like on the sides, throw that in. Maybe a bit of straw sitting on the ground that you don't want to make bales from, throw that in. Dead animals, anything really. For 30,000 it's not actually that bad. Right, so as that fills up, what we'll do now is we'll start to actually scooping some in and making some mixes. So I did say that it was 4,000 litres of nitrogen, so I've got a 3,000 litre bucket. Right, so then we need 2,500 litres of phosphorus. And then last we need 1,500 litres of potassium. I'm not going to lie, this does make me feel like I'm at work. Mixing chemicals. That should do. We might be a little bit under actually, because it did go under on the last one, but this hopefully will compensate for that. And we're still at the 8,000. If not, then it doesn't matter. We're round about there anyway. Yeah, we're fine. So, hopefully now, looking at the mix, we'll just have a quick look. Yeah, we're bang on with that, so that's not bad at all. So as you can see there, my aim was actually to calculate the phosphorus and the potassium as low as possible to the recommended amount or the required amount, just because they cost more, whereas the nitrogen is cheaper. So if you're obviously using more nitrogen, it's going to cost you less money to make this product, which then will give you better profits. So I have calculated it pretty spot on there. I'm a tiny bit over on the phosphorus, but that's probably just because of the amount that I've put in. But it's still, even at that, it's still on the low end of the requirements. 17%, while 18% potassium again is on the low end of the requirements. So by using 50% nitrogen, it's obviously making it cheaper for us to make. So as soon as this is mixed, what we'll do is we'll obviously load it into the trailer. We'll do a full load of the trailer, take that over to the bagging area, and then we'll drop that off. Then also what I'll do is I'll take another load of compost as well, because that's probably full now. I'm just waiting for this to finish mixing so I can tell it to overload. So as you can see, it has actually picked up that straw that I did have. For some random reason, I had some straw at the bottom of this pit that just wouldn't recognise. It kind of didn't turn into the unfermented compost, let's say, for some weird reason. I don't know why. Right, so there we go. So what we'll do is we'll leave that to fill up, and then we'll go and quickly sell some more compost. So far so good though. 30,000. This could be maybe 20, 25,000. Well, I'd say probably more on the end of 22. Let's say 22,000, something like that for this. So we're over 50,000 already. Right, so there you go, 22,000. I was pretty much, that was a good guess, that was 22,000. I mean, I didn't try and calculate anything in my head, I just reduced it by the amount that we had, so 22,000 was a good guess. So we're doing well. We're up to 84,000 and we've still got all the fertilizer to obviously do and sell. Right, so we'll park this up now. We don't need this trailer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to obviously grab the other trailer. If I can park this one properly. There we go. I'm going to grab the one that I use for bales, just because we're going to use that when we're loading up the actual fertilizer bags. So if I get it set up right now by the bagging machine, then we're pretty much ready to go. Got to think about where I'm going to be tipping it as well. So I'd like to tip it probably just in front of it. So if we just take the tractor off, and when we come and drop off the fertilizer, we can plonk it here. Use the bucket to load up from here. Now that we've actually got a real weight on this, obviously that's going to help a lot. Right, so let's do another mix. Spot on. Bang on 1,000. That doesn't happen often. Right, so what I'm probably going to do now is I'm going to speed it up for a bit. It is going to take quite a while and it's going to be a lot of the same process. So I thought if I just speed it up for a little bit, put it on a time lapse, and then I'll cut back in probably when I'm through some bags and we can have a look at how many we're going to sell in one go.
But I got other
Right, so we've done that. 12 big bags of fertilizer. Wasn't too bad in the end, really. Didn't take that long, and also hopefully it gives us some good money. Overall, I think, you know, by me putting some place in that I can obviously sell fertilizers, it's going to be beneficial anyway. But I do think it should already be in the map technically, because if you can obviously make it, you should be able to sell it. We have got quite a bit, and there is still some. It's not many, probably 2 bags worth left, if that. But this will hopefully now give us quite a bit of money, and then we can decide what we're paying back and if we can afford the cheap tractor that I think we should get for the pig farm. Right, so there we go, 20,000, which is about right. That's how much it would cost to buy that, so not too bad at all in the end. So not too bad. So we've made, you know, quite a bit of money today, at least 70,000. So we can pay off another 50,000 at least to the loan, and then keep 50,000. So what I'll do is I'll go back, I'll part this up, and then I'll pay the 50,000 off, and then we'll see how much we've got left, and if the tractor's going to be worth it. But I do think it's going to make it easy if we get something up there. The more pigs we get, the more it's going to be needed as well. Yeah, well, we've gone a bit over again, 55,000, but it's not too bad. But overall, not bad going. Keep chipping away at it, and the actual interest rate repayment was only 5,400. I expected it to be a lot more. It's still quite a bit of money, 5,000 every day. It will add up, but obviously this is getting lower and lower each time we pay something off. And then soon all the stuff that we've actually, you know, invested in will actually pay off as well, and we'll start making some money from everything. Right, so the last thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to look at this tractor that I've been thinking of getting. So there's this one here, the Agristar, which is obviously 14,000, pretty small, does the job. And there's one that's just a little bit dearer for 17,000. But I think I like the other one. It's cheaper, but also it's got a nice front end compared to the other one. I don't kind of like the point thing, it looks like a beak. So yeah, I think I'll get that. Does it cost more to change the colour? No. I think it's better like that. Configuration we'll leave the same, we don't really need anything there. I might attach a front loader to it just because I think that might come in use. Yeah, we'll do that. Right, so there we go. Tiny little tractor. Much needed for what we need. It's obviously not got much brake horsepower, but it'll do the job for what we need. It doesn't sound too bad actually. We're definitely adding to the line of the Duisfar tractors. I think at some point we might have to swap out the class for an even bigger one and go for the biggest one you can get. I think we can go this way. Overall, it's not bad. It doesn't look bad inside, and sounds pretty impressive as well. It's not too bad. I'll tell you one thing, that road is bumpy, very bumpy. So there we go, another Duisfar to the collection. Not the best, pretty cheap, but it'll definitely help us out and do the job. Right, so I'm going to leave the video there. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I appreciate that. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos on Farming Simulator. See ya.